Greetings and welcome back to my Game Talk. Today I will be talking once again about Dragon Age Inquisition, though I won't be talking about the game proper. I'm going to be talking about something called Dragon Age Keep. Now, by the sounds of it, at least ostensibly, you might think Dragon Age Keep is a fortress, a place, a location in Dragon Age Inquisition. But it's not. It is, or rather will be, a location on the internet, on the web. What Dragon Age Keep is a cloud storage solution to the complex web of plots that have been woven into the Dragon Age backstory, beginning with Origins. Now, I'm going to break this down for you. If you play Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2, and yes, Dragon Age 2 was not a good game, but still, there's a story there, and you transition to Dragon Age 3, there are upwards of 1,000 plus sort of micro decisions, ranging anywhere from micro decisions to macro decisions that potentially could affect the world of Dragon Age Inquisition, resulting in different outcomes, different interactions, and so on and so forth. So there was a question that arose to the developers, in the developers' minds, as to, all this importing, the backstory, save games, how are we going to do it? Now, another consideration was, of course, the next generation of consoles. And Dragon Age Inquisition apparently is coming out on 5 different platforms. Yes, Xbox 3 shitty, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and Xbox Xbox One. And that is a large number of platforms. So how do you integrate all of that? How do you lure in new players? Now, of course, part of this is just marketing. They need to cater to the console folk, and they certainly want to rope in people who've never played the Dragon Age franchise. So that's understandable. However, this cloud storage system that they've established with regards to save games is, in fact, an advantage to many people. As for myself, the computer that I played Dragon Age on with all the saves and what have you, I don't have access to any of those saves. And I think I only played through Dragon Age 2 twice or 2.5 times. And once again, I don't have access to those saves. So there's the question, what do you do? According to the developers, and you can read about this, I'll be posting links, Dragon Age Keep will let you create a completely malleable background for the game. It's in beta testing now, and if you want to sign up, I'll be posting a link to that as well. You can sign up and see if they accept you as a beta tester. I did it, just for the shits and giggles. We'll see if I get chosen as a beta tester. It's not really relevant as long as there's a finished end product. But, of course, the beauty is that you don't necessarily need to have played it, and even if you've lost your saves and haven't played, I played Dragon Age Origins maybe 10 times, Dragon Age 2 maybe only twice, 2.5 times, but I can access the decisions that I made in all of those playthroughs to mold and shape the landscape story-wise, and maybe even otherwise, in Dragon Age Inquisition, which I think is quite important. So let me give you a couple of examples of what they're talking about. And this is me speculating. These are our guesstimations. I don't know what's really going to happen and how much of an influence all this has. Let's say you play a noble dwarven Idukan-born warden. You know what happens to him. He gets accused of treachery and is sent out to the caverns to die amongst the Darkspawn, and is accepted by Duncan and taken in. So that's the backdrop to that particular warden story. And he rises to prominence. And let's say he had a romance with the dwarf had a romance with Morrigan. Maybe not, but let's say in this case he did. Let's say he decided to slay Loghain, the betrayer of Ostagar, And let's say he was so impressed upon his exile that Orzammar had imposed upon him that he wanted to almost redeem his honor. And so instead of accepting the dark ritual, and like I said, these are all spoilers, I'm assuming you've played the game. Morgan, he says, no, I'll sacrifice myself. He sacrifices himself. Boom. So you already have a whole bunch of important decisions made in Dragon Age Origins that will filter into Dragon Age Inquisition. Then you have Dragon Age 2, maybe, which I think is significantly less significant. I mean, whether you side with Magus or the Templars, I mean, there's some minor decisions as well. But yeah, there's that. Maybe you sided with the Templars. I think, especially given the fact that Dragon Age Inquisition is all about repairing the torn rift of the Fade and what have you, that of course that's going to play some kind of role. It will have probably some kind of relevance, and possibly Hawk will meet Hawk, maybe not. All of these things play in, and never mind the DLC. What about the Dragon Age Awakening, which I thought was quite good. A lot of people were disappointed. I enjoyed that. Dragon Age Awakening, the Architect, the talking Darkspawn who, just by dint of his birth, happened to be immune to the calling of the old gods, and accidentally woke up the sleeping old god and turned him into a archdemon. Did you side with him? Did you say, okay, well, yeah, we'll let you keep on harvesting Grey Warden blood to free the Darkspawn from their curse, for lack of a better word? Did you slay him? I mean, these are questions that are relevant. We don't know how they're going to play out in Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm not going to even guess about that particular aspect. Did you participate in the Dark Ritual or not? Did Alistair become king? Was he exiled? Did he become a drunk? I mean, if you know what happens if he becomes a drunk, then, if he's sort of exiled and left to rot, he becomes a drunk. You see him in Dragon Age 2. Maybe that's how it'll turn out in Dragon Age Inquisition. Maybe he's king. Maybe he's married to a Nora. Maybe you spared Loghain. Maybe he has a role. Who knows? The point I'm making is, whatever background you chose, decisions you made during the course of Dragon Age Origins, as well as the decisions that you made during the course of Dragon Age 2, including the DLC, I would assume, to some extent. The Corypheus story is very important, I think. That's all going to be part of this Dragon Age Keep. And you can choose and pick, decide what you want and what you don't want. Maybe you weren't happy with your playthroughs and you'd love to change them, but you're stuck with a particular save game. Dragon Age Keep will let you change that up. Maybe you wanted to participate in the Dark Ritual, but you hadn't done it. These options will all be available once Dragon Age Keep is up. And that Dragon Age Keep will then, via cloud, inform Dragon Age Inquisition of the decisions you made, and these will all be calculated into the game to result of a different game, a different story landscape, possibly a different physical landscape, different interactions. Some of them might be quite subtle. We might not see a lot of them. That's possible. BioWare is kind of notorious for that. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see, nevertheless, how all of this impacts the game of Dragon Age Inquisition. So check it out. Cloud storage solution to a complicated problem involving myriad save games and just dozens and dozens of decisions, both great and small, with varying degrees of impact that will inevitably have some impact on forthcoming games. The other advantage of this, of course, is the fact that far, far distant into the distant future, there will still be this cloud storage unit, and so future titles in the franchise, if there are any, will be likewise be able to be moddable, for lack of a better word, and this will of course let you do a whole bunch of things in the future with all kinds of decisions you make throughout the first two, or in this case 3 titles. Anyway, as always, check out the links below, and thanks for watching, and may the gods watch over you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.